What are the components? Deco, plan, like what are photography? What are these things like?
Well, for every event, what you really mean is for every event we have about 27 to 30 vendors.
Really, my interest is weddings. So talk to me about typically like how many? Yeah.
For weddings, you technically you could get away with having 25 vendors, but you do need at least a minimum of 25 vendors because you're talking about food. You're gonna have to talk about drinks. Then you have to talk about decor. Then you're also talking about the hall. Then you're going to do lighting. You're going to do sound, DJ, the MC, the cake. The list goes on.
Wow.
But in each list, there's the priority list and there's also like the luxury list.
If I come, say, what would a typical budget be for a wedding, perhaps? Say I want to have a good wedding, and if I give, say, how much would I give to say I'm going to have a very pleasant experience?
Averagely, if you want a basic wedding, you probably want to spend 15,000 per guest. So if you were averaging about, let's say, 100 guests, you probably spend about 1.5 million. For just 100 guests, you'd probably spend 1.5 million. That's 15,000.
Including the hall.
Well, if you're going to do 100 guests, you probably don't need a big hall. You can use the back of your house.
Definitely.
So but you can also spend up to 30,000 or 40,000 per guest.
How much does a typical cake cost?
Well, you can go from 300,000 and then you go all the way to 2-3 million for a cake, depending on the design. It's just like if you go to a fashion designer, he can sew a dress for 5,000 naira, and another fashion designer will sell that same dress for 15,000 naira.
Do you think people spend a lot of money in weddings these days? Like perhaps a bit extravagant?
Yes, I have extravagant clients. But I mean, extravagant.
You don't mind,
yes,
of course you're
I
happy
love
when
extravagant.
they come.
I mean, when they tell me they mean money's on an object, I want the best of everything. We're excited, but I'm always very worried because I also don't want a file of extravagant weddings and they all didn't do well at the end of the day because they spend so much money and then they have marriage problems. Because at the end of the day, I didn't advise them. Because I'm married, so I should tell them, look, if you tell me you're going to spend $1 million, can you afford it? Is it okay? Is everybody okay? Are you going to have your bills paid on Monday after your wedding? If that's fine, then we're okay. But if you're doing it more of just to show off or just to impress your guests, you're going to have problems after that. And then if I have a file of all Quail event clients where just like, I haven't done my job as a planner. My planner is to make sure within your budget, we create a fantastic wedding.
I mean, cakes that cost that amount of money is really, for me, it's on the verge of ridiculous, but I can understand that some people want it and they have the money. If I had that kind of money, I'll probably start up a business or something. But everybody's entitled to what they do. I decided to meet Megaskia to kind of put more emphasis on the wedding, to understand what goes around it. It's always surprising to see people taking pictures and spending a lot of money on it prior to their weddings. So kind of understanding that this particular person, Megaskia, had over 100,000 followers on Instagram was primarily important to me because I wanted to understand the perks and a lot of the glitters that go about regarding the wedding pictures.
The way I see wedding photography, I look at it as capturing those happy moments that, once they happen, they never repeat themselves again. And then making sure that in years to come, whoever is interested in that picture can look at the picture and still reflect on what happened at that moment, that day. Before, people don't even do pre-wedding shoots, where in my own area, you understand? Mostly people just do souvenir pictures, do you understand? And then now people are doing pre-wedding shoots. Like people go the extra mile and plan pre-wedding shoots. You understand? I feel like if I want to do a pre-wedding shoot, why can't I just wear my regular clothes and have a pre-wedding shoot and just have fun?
You look very regular now.
Exactly. If my pre-wedding shoot should I shouldn't be thinking, no, I want to, my wristwatch has to look like this. I want to wear these clothes. I want to go and do this level of makeup. This has to be the person. In fact, why can't a lady have a pre-wedding shoot without makeup?
That's, makeup. Don't you look at some makeups when doing pre-wedding pics and say, oh my God, like, am I snapping a monster or something? Because honestly, when I see some pictures, I get scared.
On this makeup issue, a lot of them are my friends, the makeup artists.
Okay.
But I know I always step on their toes. You understand? Because personally, I believe that makeup shouldn't make you look different from who your normal natural look. Makeup is supposed to just enhance your beauty. You understand? But it's rather unfortunate now we are having makeup transform people completely from what
before and after.
Yeah, exactly. And from my experience as a wedding photographer, I can tell you that a lot of grooms on their wedding day don't like their wife's makeup, but they never tell them.
Yeah,
that's one thing I've noticed.
If my wife would do makeup, and I don't like it, I'll tell it to her face. Like,
no, the problem is on the wedding day, the groom walks into the hall and then he sees his wife looking different. And then most times you're like, oh, you're looking beautiful. Whereas in his mind, you're like, what is this?
That's a good point. So don't you think like a lot of people go into these wedding halls not being themselves? If you can't have a simple communication as per telling somebody, oh, you look, why don't you change that? Don't you think it's too fake?
Well,
or you're not trying to spill the bean here?
The truth is that when you profile people generally, most people are fake.
Most people are fake. How much does a typical wedding, pre-wedding picture cost? I mean, is it like you take a picture and you say, take it, give me the money, or you take a lot? And
there is no one way. Do you understand? When I started pre-wedding pictures, I used to do. I had a fixed amount, and that's for the whole session. And then along the line, I learned that if I charge a fixed amount, there is value for my time. So, the shoot that will last 1 hour, somebody can take it for 5 hours.
Really?
The same amount. So I changed and I started charging based on time. And then the reason why I charge based on time is because I need a minimum amount of time to get what I want. Pre-wedding pictures, you are meeting people you don't know before. You need to have that, create that scene where you're comfortable with them, understand them, see their angles, and then create your picture. Sometimes you have to set up light, choose background, distance, put so many things into consideration. So I need a minimum of 1 hour.
To do
even if it is one picture you want from it, I need a minimum of 1 hour.
Really?
So what I do is I have a fixed rate. I charge basically per hour.
What's the charge? Average?
For now, the minimum is 50K per hour.
Per hour?
Yes.
Woo. He told me many things I never knew. He told me the reasons why people take wedding pictures. I might have been very myopic about it at first, but I now understand that a lot of people do it for the sake of memory and many other reasons. After meeting Megaskia and Demi, I went to these two girls, single, about to get married, Mariam and her friend Hafsa, to ask questions about what they're doing for their wedding, whether they're going to do the events or the wedding pictures, the pre-wedding pictures. I got interesting answers.